Arizona's wildfire season was mild this year, but other places in the western part of the country were not as lucky. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Elizabeth Blackburn was at a hearing today that discussed this year's wildfire season and how to improve for the seasons to come. Senators said the way the government fights wildfires now is economically, ecologically, and socially unsustainable, and it's going to get worse if things don't change.
Each year, the wildfire season seems to include new worse and historical records. For its part, 2015 has been marked by a relentless wildfire season that has stretched nearly all year.
The federal government spent $4.2 billion on wildfire management this year, but half that amount went to fighting fires after they started. Those at the hearing said that the money would be better spent preventing fires than fighting them.
Despite knowing the value of fuel reduction treatments in mitigating wildfire risks, increasing firefighter safety, and restoring the health of our forests, active management is still often met with a series of discouraging and near insurmountable obstacles.
In Northern Arizona University, Professor Wally Covington says there needs to be more prevention because the wildfire season is growing and the conditions are changing.
And so what we're seeing now is more severe fire behavior, droughts that are really dry, and wet years that are really wet. During the wet years, we accumulate fuels. In the dry years, we burn them up.
He says Arizona is a vulnerable state, and he is pushing for change because he expects the problem to get worse.
It's all been forecast that this would happen. And with the complication of climate change, it's just accelerated it.
Covington said climate change is having the biggest impact in the north on wildfires in Alaska and British Columbia, and in the south in Arizona, New Mexico, and Southern California. But he expects the gap between north and south to close as conditions worsen. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Elizabeth Blackburn, Cronkite News.